threat of chemical, biological, or radiological contaminants being inserted into the environment, either by accident or design, is a very real threat. In the event of such an emergency, you may be asked by local authorities to shelter in place. It is important for you to know and understand how to shelter in place in order to protect yourself, your family, and your co-workers. In the event of such an emergency, this information will more than likely be passed over the television, radio, or mass notification system. It is important to follow these instructions immediately when directed to do so by local authorities. If you're at home and you receive instructions to shelter in place, close and lock all windows and exterior doors. If you are told there's a danger of an explosion, close the window shades, blinds, or curtains. Turn off all fans, heating and air conditioning systems, and close the fireplace damper. Get your family disaster supply kit and make sure the radio is working. Go to an interior room without windows that's above ground level. In the case of a chemical threat, an above ground location is preferable because most chemicals are heavier than air and may seep into basements even if windows are closed. Bring your pets with you and be sure to bring additional supplies of food and water. Use duct tape and plastic sheathing that's heavier than food wrap to seal all cracks around the door and any vents that flow into the room. It is ideal to have a hardwired telephone in the room you select. Call your emergency contact and have the phone available if you need to report a life-threatening condition. Cellular telephone equipment may be overwhelmed or damaged during an emergency. Local officials may call for an evacuation in specific areas at greatest risk to your community. If you are at work, secure the entrance to your office or building. Bring everyone into a specific room and shut and lock the doors and windows and any other openings to the outside. If you are told there's a danger of explosion, close all blinds, shades, or curtains. Select interior rooms above the ground floor with the fewest windows and vents. The room should provide adequate seating space for everyone. Avoid overcrowding by selecting several rooms if necessary. Avoid selecting rooms with mechanical equipment like ventilation pipes or blowers because this equipment may not be able to be sealed from the outdoors. If there are students, staff members, or visitors in the building, provide for their safety by asking them not to leave. When the alarm is sounded and the command is directed to shelter in place, all personnel are expected to take those steps immediately and not drive or walk outdoors. Write down the names of everyone in the room. Call your supervisor, security manager, or personnel section and report who is in the room with you and their affiliation with your school or staff section. Unless there is an immediate threat, direct all students, staff members, or visitors to call their emergency contact to let them know where they are and that they are safe. Turn on call forwarding or an alternative telephone answering system if available. Have employees familiar with your building's mechanical systems turn off all fans, heating, and air conditioning systems. Some systems automatically provide for exchange of inside air with outside air. These systems need to be turned off, sealed, or disabled immediately. Gather essential disaster supplies such as plastic sheathing, first aid kit, battery-powered radio, duct tape, flashlight, water, and non-perishable food. Use duct tape and plastic sheathing to seal all cracks around the doors and any vents in the room. Keep listening to the radio, television, or mass notification message until you are told all is safe or you are told to evacuate. Local officials may call for an evacuation in specific areas at greatest risk within the command. If you are driving and hear advice to shelter in place over the radio, you should do the following. If you're very close to home, your office, or public building, go inside immediately. Follow the shelter-in-place recommendations for the location you selected. If you are unable to get to a home or building quickly and safely, pull your car to the side of the road at the safest place possible. If possible, park under a bridge or a shady spot to avoid the heat. Turn off the engine. Close windows and seal the heating and air conditioning vents with duct tape. Listen to the radio regularly for updated advice and instructions. Stay where you are until you are told it is safe to get back on the road. Be aware that some roads may be closed and normal traffic may be detoured. Follow directions of law enforcement officials. Instructions to shelter in place are normally designed to last for a few hours and not days or weeks. There is very, very little chance or danger of the room in which you are taking shelter will run out of oxygen and you will suffocate. For more information on any change, please contact your immediate supervisor, security manager, or personnel officer.
This has been a production by the Marine Corps Combat Service Support School's Combat Camera, Camp Johnson, North Carolina. The use of this production is intended for training of Department of Defense personnel. Copying and dissemination of this product is prohibited.